I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast show. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA. And this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. How y'all doing today? Today's November 2nd. It's Wednesday, Woo Wednesday. And normally when we get together on Wednesday nights, it's typically our sports night. And we were going to do a show tonight on the great Bo Jackson. But I decided that with all of the information that Bo has out in his bio, that we would go ahead and do that show for another night. But I think it'd be a joy to talk about one of our ancestors, one of our heroes, one of our sports heroes, a great gentleman, uh, Bo Jackson. You know, a lot of kids don't know Bo Jackson, or even the commercial Bo knows, or even the Bo Jackson cross trainers that we used to rock, a hip hop shoe, Nike shoe back in the day. So yeah, we will definitely get back to that episode. But tonight I wanted to go ahead and just go unscripted. You know, even when you're unscripted, you're still kind of scripted. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and talk about just a few things that just come to my mind because I'm one of those what you call a social media surfer. And basically, what that is I like to just go ahead and surf social media. I like to look at people's posts. I like to look at all kinds of different content. And being that I'm a critical thinker, sometimes I like to channel not towards the person that are posting these posts, but I like to actually channel to the person that actually created a post that you may be sharing or whatnot, and just give my thoughts on it. Sometimes I go in depth, sometimes it leads to humor, but you know, I like to challenge our thinking sometimes, you know. I mean, even through humor, we're always teaching, you know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. And so tonight, I want to go ahead and just talk about a few different things and whatever catches your attention. If you want to go ahead and leave a comment, hit the like button or share the video, definitely do that. We definitely appreciate you supporting Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. Now, if this is your first time coming to the show, I would like to just go ahead and tell you we never start the show without giving it its flavor. So tonight we're going to go ahead and give you the flavor of the night, and then we're going to also jump right into typically what we call wise words. But tonight we're going to go ahead and talk about a date that was November 1st, 1910. So we're going to dive into that. That's going to be the substitute for our wise words for tonight, and then we're going to jump into just things that's on my mind. All right, Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so tonight's flavor here at Coffee Talk Podcast, tonight's flavor is just natural, authentic grape juice. That's right, natural, authentic grape juice. Why? Because grape juice helps lower the blood pressure. Grape juice also is high on potassium as well as fiber, and it also reduces the sodium intake. So that's why tonight's flavor is grape juice. Grape juice also is an antioxidant that also has cancer prevention in there. So it actually strengthens the cells. Grape juice helps protect and restore damaged cells. It also is good for the heart, and also it prevents oxidative stress and provides carotenoids that help prevent um, eye problems. you know what I'm saying, such as glaucoma, um, and just various eye problems with the retina and things like that. So tonight's flavor is definitely grape juice, just natural, authentic grape juice. So if you are thirsty right now and you thinking, damn, I don't need something to drink, you know you ain't tried no grape juice in a long time. Go ahead and try some grape juice. I'll tell you right now, grape juice is real dope with some crushed up ice or whatnot. It feels good as it goes down, you know what I'm saying? And it's helpful. So that's what the wise words is for tonight. Tonight is just natural, authentic grape juice. And tonight, November 1st, 1910, this person was born February 23rd, 1868, and he went along to the essence August 27th, 1963, while he was living in Accra, Ghana. He goes by the name of W.E.B. Du Bois. That's right, W.E.B. Du Bois. Some black people, depending on what region you in, might say Du Bois, W.E.B. Du Bois. Some may pronounce it W.E.B. Du Bois. It's all about what region you in. But November 1st, 1910, W.E.B. Du Bois issued the first issue of the Crisis newspaper that he published. He was actually the editor of the Crisis newspaper. So if you want to know a little bit more or you want to do a little bit more research, go ahead and start researching the Crisis paper. Give that to one of your young adults, have them write a paper for you or something. Or, just read it together online, ask each other some questions. That's just some ways of how to build up your knowledge within your culture. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do here at Coffee Talk. We always try to educate as well as have fun, as well as give you sports content, cultural content, poems, books, stories. We give you the flavor. That's right. Coffee Talk Podcast. That's what we do. All right, listen. This is what I was thinking about today. So just follow me. Go ahead and leave a comment. I definitely can see you if you go ahead and leave a note. Go ahead and let me know how you feel today on a scale of 1 through 10. How do you feel today? Are you a 5? Has it been a rough day, rough week for you, and you feeling down, and you need to pick me up? Well, I'm here to tell you that you are important and you are valuable, and I appreciate you tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast, and please continue to do so. I hope that we are being beneficial to you in some type of way. I don't even like to use the word hope, but may that be what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you are a 7, 8, or 9 and you're just feeling real good, continue it. You know what I'm saying? Let that happiness rub off on others. Yes, you want to be happy within, but you also want to be radiant. You also want to give when people see you happy, it rubs off on others, and others want to smile, others want to laugh, others want to joke, others want to just be happy to be around you because you make them feel good. You make them feel uplifted. So that's what it is. Let me know how you feel today. Go ahead and drop a comment and hit the like button, most definitely. And if you really feeling the show Coffee Talk Podcast and you are a true supporter, make sure that you subscribe as well. You can go on YouTube and subscribe to the show. All right. All right. So check it. I got a friend. And this doesn't have nothing to do with her. She gave me permission to go ahead and use this as a message. She knows how I get down. Um, but she put a post up today, and it wasn't hers. She was sharing it, So this is not personal or nothing like that. But she put up a picture of a woman grabbing something. I don't know. It was some type of big ass pole, but it has something connected to it, right? And the picture showed the woman aggressively about to hit somebody with this big ass pole. And above the picture, it said my friend's name. We'll just put any name, Tammy Faye or Shaniqua or whatever. This is how she acts if she's a wife. That was the title of the picture. You know what I'm saying? Um, and when I saw the picture, it triggered something in me that I frequently see on social media, and that is I always tend to see women now in this era always being overly aggressive, being almost masculine in a sense. And the first thing that came to my mind was, I don't know, ladies, if y'all think that's attractive. If you think it's attractive to be sounding tough, "Arr, I'm tough. I'm a boss, bitch. I'll beat a bitch's ass." Uh, and all this drama. I'm stealing my man. He ain't nothing. And all this high aggression. It's not cute. It's not cute. I remember um, listening to women. I got a big family of women as well as my wife. I listened to her, and they would talk about when they were teenagers and little fight incidents, and I'd be like, nah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about women fighting at all. It's not a turn on for men as you may think. Now I know sometimes women choose these certain type of dudes that get off on that. I remember dudes growing up in our teenage years and our younger adult years that would get off on having their woman and the other woman fighting over him, over them. And that would turn the dudes on, like, yeah, man, I got so and so and so and so fighting over me and shit. I ain't tripping. I'm fucking both of them. Whoa, 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 whoa. And by the way, please forgive me for my language tonight because I know our show touches so many people. But at the same time, you have to understand that we talk to certain languages. Sometimes, that's why we appear 3 days a week. You know, Cultural studies night, we can be a little bit laxed uh, with our verbiage, and sometimes, throughout the week, we speak with in a native tongue, and it may even cause cuss words. I just want to say that, don't get offended by the words. Listen to the message. But the aggression of women, I'd rather see a woman that is soft. Now, today, when you say soft, people think, well, why she got to be soft? Like soft is a negative, and soft is not a negative. I, it's another word for when men wanting to say, I wanted to be soft as a flower. I wanted to smell good. I wanted to be ladylike. I wanted to be girly. That's attractive to men. Not no toughness. Toughness is like, one, you're not a guy. So when you carry yourself all tough and masculine, it doesn't look authentic. It looks robust, plastic, trash, trying too hard. It doesn't look feminine enough. And depending on what type of guys you're looking for, maybe that turns guys on. Having a roughneck. I need a roughneck, chick. I need a roughneck. Like, for instance, the artist Blueface. He has this chick. I don't even know what her name is, man. She got a missing tooth. Some of y'all may know her. Go ahead and leave her name. I think it's Christian or some bullshit. Go ahead and leave her name in the comment. No disrespect to Blueface or her. But baby girl want to smack up everybody, want to fight everybody. His mama, his sister, the homeboys, everybody. She runs around like the little pit bull on the Tom and Jerry cartoons. You remember when the dad was a big pit bull and then the baby pit bull was a little punk, but he acted tough. That's what she reminds me of. I wish I had the barking sound right now. You know what I mean? Ruff, ruff, ruff. One of them little tiny ass rocket dogs that get on everybody's fucking nerve. You want to kick them or something. Let me know how y'all feel, man. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about the way women are so aggressive in this time, this era we're in. So overly masculine, you know. I know we went through the time of the feminist movement when it was more encouraged that whatever men do, we can do. So now they want to be boxers and wrestlers and all this aggressive shit. And I'm not saying you can't. Of course, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not a male show, but I just see how the game unfolded. So it took you from being beautiful and smelling good and and looking like water to being plastic, crusty, fake, gimmicky, super tough. Want to be tougher than all the guys. You punk your men. You think that what's attractive is showing a man you'll bust his head open and all that type of shit. Nah, I want you to have pretty fingernails, pretty ass feet, and a nice conversation, a nice personality. Talk about some fruitful shit. Talk about some beautiful shit. Don't nobody want to hear about negative shit coming out of a woman's mouth. We need to go back to that. We don't need no roughneck shit or a stripper chick. Nah, there got to be a medium here, you know. But that was my thoughts on aggressive women. Now we're going to go ahead and move right along to the next subject. And the next subject is Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Have y'all heard about that this week? Yeah, Terrence Crawford, I believe it was IG. He made a video and he told everybody he was going to make the video ahead of time, that he wanted to go ahead and tell the truth about the contract negotiations um, between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford for the fight that was supposed to be scheduled November 19th. It has since been canceled. Possibly we can get this fight sometime in the spring of 2023. Possibly we might not get it at all. There's speculation that Errol Spence may have another fight this December, but then what is there to prove? He's undisputed. So at what, 147? So he's thinking about moving up to 154 as far as the weight goes. So we might not even see this fight. I think there's too many people that don't want to see it, and they're because they have the microphones, the money, and the promo. They're trying to tell the masses, the sports fans, you and I, that this fight won't sell pay-per-view, and it will. Errol Spence has put up the numbers. He's a big attraction. Crawford is recognizable because he's also a champion, and he's also recognized as the number one or two pound for pound best boxer in the world. Errol Spence is somewhere between 1 and 3 pound for pound best fighters in the world. So a lot of people want to see this fight, whether they got fire sticks or whatever. A lot of people want to see this fight, and a lot of people would put money behind this fight. But you have promoters like Al Heyman, and I don't even know where this guy came from. I don't want to say nothing negative, but this is what comes to mind. You have the two European dudes that are the promoters, that pretty much has shit 75-80% of the fighters in top rank, and the other one. I think it's not the PBC, but it's the other one, the other guy, you know what I'm saying? The European dude that always brings Anthony Joshua and Usyk and all these dudes. You know what I'm saying? But this dude Al Heyman, man, it's like he's the replacement of Don King. You know, the black promoter, and the way Crawford is telling it in his IG. Crawford is saying, "Look, man, we had two outside third parties that were willing to give a guarantee of $25 million to Crawford and Errol Spence. $25 million guaranteed. Crawford wanted to take that money because, I mean, where today are you seeing boxers pulling that bread? 25 million guaranteed. Last time boxers made that much money in one night was Mayweather and Pacquiao. You're not seeing guys generate that much money. $25 million is $25 million. That can go ahead and be a great start for you and generational wealth. Terrence Crawford stated that because he doesn't have a promoter, he's a free agent. He can do whatever he wants to do. He just calls his lawyer, and the lawyer looks over the contract, and he decides what he wants to do. He's his own man. Got to respect that. Some people in power don't like people being their own man, though. They want you to be on a leash or be controlled. Terrence Crawford said that when he was speaking to Errol Spence seemed like he wanted to go ahead and accept the 25 million guaranteed, but he had to talk to Al Heyman. These are not my words. This is Terrence Crawford's words. And he realized that Errol Spence is not his own boss. So he said he had to go around Errol Spence and talk to Al Heyman. Al Heyman didn't want nobody or don't want nobody touching that fight. He needs to try to make all the money that he can for his representation of Errol Spence. That's his fighter. And that's just business. I get it. I understand. But I also understand Terrence Crawford's point as well. When he says, man, this is $25 million guaranteed both ways. Now, it might not be $25 million for Errol Spence because we are not trying to count nobody's pockets. But if you're not your own man, that means you got to split it up amongst your camp. So he might not be getting 25 mil. But either way, we're not going to see this great undisputed championship between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, a fight that a lot of people would love to see. I know I would love to see it. We haven't saw a fight at this magnitude since Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, or Hagler and Hearns, or Hagler and Sugar Ray, Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello. We haven't seen two fighters of the magnitude of pound for pound. They both in the top 3 pound for pound boxers in the world, greatest boxers right now. Your hands is registered. It would be a great fight, but you won't get it this winter. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move right along to my next thought. The next thought is we're going to go ahead and give a moment, 10-second silence, because we lost a brother in the last 48 hours, and that is Brother Takeoff. So what I want to do in respect to Brother Takeoff is we want to go ahead and just give him a 10-second moment of silence, and then we will continue on with the show. If you're just now tuning in, this is Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show, and I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M. SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast Show. All right. Now for Brother Takeoff, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a moment of silence out of respect to him and his family. All right. Welcome back to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA M. Saba. And this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. Wednesday night. Wednesday night. And it's the sports edition, but tonight we unscripted here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right. So, yeah, in the news, the group The Migos, rapper Takeoff. I don't know what his real name is. I think it's Convadius. Put his real name in the comments if you know it. Hit the like button. And his last name's Ball, I believe. K Ball. We'll just say that out of respect. But Brother Takeoff was murdered during a dice game. And they say allegedly that it took place at a bowling alley or whatnot. The photos I saw looked like it was inside of a mall, but the media didn't really mention the mall's name. If it was a mall, I didn't see it as a street corner. You know, I didn't see the parking lot or anything. I saw a mall, and it happened in a bowling alley. Now, allegedly, they're saying Quavo was shooting dice with some brothers, and he was getting broke off. And so when he was getting his money took in the dice game, verbiage went back and forth. You know how dice games go. If you've been in that light, if you have not, I understand people just listen to the story. But if you're a street dude and you know about that life, you know how people can be talking shit in a dice game circle. The cipher may have 5, 8, 10 brothers sitting right there. Quavo got into a verbal match, and they say that somebody from the Migos camp pulled out a weapon and started shooting. The other group started shooting back. But prior to the other group shooting back, somebody in the Migos camp accidentally shot Takeoff. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know the story. This is allegedly. Takeoff ended up getting shot various times, several times, and hit the ground. And what comes to my mind when I think about that is when we are at that magnitude of making that type of money. So we think, because we're going to touch that in a second. But if we had millions, what could I possibly win in a dice game with 4 or 5 other brothers, and I already have the most money? So I'm just out there playing street games for my time. Because if I was to win and take y'all's money, does your money really mean to my money if I got 3, 4 times the money that you guys have? Wouldn't it be disrespectful in some type of way to take y'all's money? Some people might see it that way. Some people might see it that way in the dice game. Brother got all this motherfucking money. You over here kicking my ass in the dice game. Nigga done hit nigga done hit uh 7, 6, 6, 4. You don't hit deuce, deuce, you know, 4 tray. He done hit his number. He's cleaning me out, but he already got money. He think he gonna just get up and leave and just leave us broke in front of all these people? See, that's the mind of envy. That's the mind of jealousy. That's the mind of defeat. Who knows what took place? But several eyewitnesses stated that Takeoff, who always seemed like he had a quiet demeanor about himself, was in the cut, wasn't even partaking in the dice game. And accidentally get hit. Something don't smell right about that. Something don't smell right about how Takeoff got killed. When I first heard it, I said, "Oh no, he was assassinated." Why do I think that? Because I just look at the timeline, look at the pieces. Now I can't validate what I'm saying. This is just speculation. But this group, not even 16, 18 months ago, was at the very top of the game as far as rap groups. And his brother Offset marries the top female rapper in the world in Cardi B. Yeah, they had a few problems at the beginning of the marriage with allegations that he was having some other women, and I don't believe Cardi really cares about that shit. I think she just didn't want to deal with the lies. But that was at the beginning of their marriage. It seems like it's been very quiet now. He has a child with Cardi B. So as a man, you have a family now. So I can't wrong you for wanting to be with your family. Perhaps you and your brothers and cousin Takeoff and Quavo, y'all made enough money where you felt you could go solo. That bothers me that you go solo though. Why not keep it going? But you go off with your wife for whatever reasons. My reasons would be because you're married and you're starting to mature. I'm gonna tell you what. I need to take a 30-second commercial break just for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Coffee Talk Podcast. So Quavo goes off with his wife, and you see Takeoff. I'm sorry, Offset goes off with his wife. You see Takeoff and Quavo. They're on Drink Champs. They're doing some performances as a duo. But the popularity, the being on top, as soon as Offset left, it started to come down. And I said this the other day. It's kind of like when David Ruffin left the Temptations. What was David Ruffin's favorite line in the movie? Don't nobody want to see you, Otis. But when Offset let the group, you know how it go. A lot of promoters want the whole group. If I can't have the whole group, I'm not paying you what I used to pay y'all to get the Migos. So Offset and Takeoff take what they got, what they can get, because they still trying to work on creating another hit that would help them stay at the top. Got a new album out. Was it called Infinite Links? Only built for Infinite Links or something like that. I know that it was a play off of Raekwon's album. I haven't heard it yet, but I would love to. I like the Migos. So as I start to think of it more and more, whenever you saw the Migos, Takeoff was the quiet one, the reserved one. So even if they broke up and nothing like this came about, you knew that he was going to be the dude that probably wasn't going to be the famous one of the trio. What's the lady's name that was from the Supremes? Mary Wells, I believe. She wasn't the most famous one of the Supremes. It was Diana Ross. So you always felt like something was gonna, Quavo was gonna, I mean, Takeoff was just gonna disappear. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. Please understand that I'm not. But he was the third man. Why do I say that? Because Quavo was off doing MTV type shit, NBA All-Star games. He was doing all that shit to try to keep himself relevant. And Offset, who is the face of the Migos, went off and he has a very rich wife. So ironically, Takeoff gets assassinated over a dice game. May our hearts, may Allah's energy comfort Takeoff's family in these most difficult times. All right, so let's go ahead and move right along. So I told you I'm a social media surfer, is the word I like to use. Meaning that I like to just surf the web and look for content to talk. And I was thinking about Kanye. You know, Kanye been in the news all this past week. Big shout outs to Kanye West. We support you here at Coffee Talk Podcast. And I was thinking about when Kanye was on Big Boy's radio show. There's a couple reels, a couple clips out there if you want to search for it. And Big Boy asked Kanye, he said, Kanye, do you ever fear that they may cancel you? And Kanye's reply was, I don't care if they cancel me. I'm tired of the victimization. He's like, all we do is talk about fucking somebody's bitch, driving some foreign clothes and guns, shit like that. We are better than that. We are a better people than that. And that's true. And I'm feeling what Kanye said. And it's like, so when I'm surfing social media, and I start to see brothers that are rappers and all this shit, local, national, And the first thing they get to talking about is my gun, this. I'll do this to a nigga. I'll do that to a nigga. It's whack to me. It's trash to me right now. I look at it like it's caricature. Like, look at this dude. They in character and shit. He's gonna do this step. He's gonna act like this. He's gonna pump his gun with his fingers. He's gonna do all this weird shit. The fake bravado shit. The imagery that other people get paid off. I'm super tough. I'm super ignorant. I'll run through a wall type of shit. No message in it. No positive message. No conscious message. Just stupid shit. And brothers is telling other brothers that it's dope. It's not lyrically dope, and you know that. So you're just saying it's a dope song? He got 9 other songs just like this one. So where is the growth? Where's the creativity? Every song sounds like the last one you made. It's trash hip hop. It's not even hip hop. It's garbage. And this is why I call you rappers. And I ain't talking about RAPPERS rappers. I'm talking about rappers like a Burger King rapper, a Wendy rapper, a McDonald's hamburger rapper. You're just crusty. You're garbage. And I'm not saying that to hurt no artist's feelings, but I'm just saying, damn, man. What is going on in your life? Tell us your life story. Tell us who you are. Don't nobody care about you being some goddamn super gangbanger. Who gives a fuck? The whole story behind this super tough shit is that y'all snitch on one another. Whether you say you do or you don't, yes, you do. You think you get some type of bravado medal because you go to jail. It's just cornball shit. Y'all don't know how to be around fucking women. You just want to be super tough on your lyrics. It's horrible. It's trash. It's trash. I need some real lyrical content. We're tired of it. We're tired of hearing the bullshit. I'd rather hear some J. Cole. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Cultural Variety Podcast Show, Coffee Talk Podcast. We have 2 more segments left as we get ready to end the show tonight. Again, this is us unscripted. This is Talks with SABA. We're just going over some things that I saw, you know, when I was surfing social media. Let's talk about a slave mentality. I want you to really pay attention to something. Check this out. This came to my mind. I saw something yesterday that made me think of this. So Kanye West has lost his endorsement deal or his partnership with Adidas, right? So I want to show you what a slave mentality looks like and how they got us. The average price for the Yeezys about 180, 200, 250, all the way up to 500, all the way up to 1,000. Kanye now is not in contract with Adidas. Part of that means that Adidas cannot use his shoes unless they alter it a little bit, you know, sort of like plagiarism. But I swore I heard somebody say, or they started laughing and being sarcastic and, oh, Kanye's shoes is at Walmart now. Ha 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 ha. Nobody's gonna buy them because they're at Walmart. And the first thing that came to my mind was, look at this bullshit. This is a slave. What do I mean? What I mean is, if the fucking shoe was sold at Neiman Marcus or any other luxury brand store, and you would go buy them, you would spend your last on a pair of Yeezys for $300 and be happy for 5 minutes because you could show out that you bought some Yeezys. You ain't got no money in your pocket because you just spent it on Yeezys to go to the club. But those same Yeezys, if they were to be sold at a lower cost store, such as a Marshalls or K&G or stores like that, you wouldn't buy it. So that shows the slave mentality and how they got you as a consumer. It could be the same 2 cups of water. But because this water came from somebody with a catchy logo, you don't understand that the other cup is just the other parts of the water and it's split up in 2 cups. You don't want the shoes. The shoes don't have value. The same Yeezys don't have value because they're sold at Marshalls or they're sold at Target. And I'm just using these name brand stores, as an example. But if it's not at a luxury store, somehow they lose value. So now you want to talk about the person that went and bought the same Yeezys your silly ass spent $300, $400, $500 on, and he got them for $30. This is the slave mentality that we carry as consumers, and you got to get out of it. It got you by the brain and not even seeing clearly. So that's just my thoughts on victimization and just the messages Kanye been speaking this week. Like I said, man, we support him and Kyrie Irving here at Coffee Talk Podcast. Speak your truths, man. Speak your truths. You're gonna die anyway. Speak your truths. Last segment as we get ready to end the show. And I'd like to thank you all for staying with us. The last part that I want to talk about is, I watch women all the time. And I see women going out all the time. How do you know? Because I'm observant and I just watch certain people all the time. They flashing so much. And I'm not talking about nudity, but they have to be known that they're out all the time. That what comes to my mind I like to think about all kind of shit. I go, why are they out at the club all the time? What is all the time? Every weekend they out at the club. Every weekend they're at the club or at somewhere where there's a lot of people. And I got to thinking to myself, damn, do they got men? And if not, then I get it. They're at the club. Now, some people gonna say, why can't they be at the club? Why can't they be enjoying themselves? Stop it. When you're over 30, there's a certain maturity level that comes with that. Otherwise, yeah, go out to the club every weekend and watch it continue to bump your head. Because don't no man want no woman that's gotta be out every weekend. I'm gonna take it even further down this rabbit hole and show you a lot of things about that. A lot of women are very vain. Why? Men too. They are told that they are attractive. They are told that they are beautiful. They told they look good. Ooh, damn. Men come at them shit every 7 minutes. So the women take on a vain personality, almost to the point where they'll touch themselves because they love looking in the mirror. They love looking in the camera. They love themselves so much. And ain't nothing wrong with loving yourself. But they develop this vain persona. And so I was thinking, well, damn, why are they out at the clubs all the time? And you know why? Let me tell you why. Because they need that attention. They need that attention. They might have a man at home and be faithful in everything, but they constantly leave their man and they out all the time. That tells me one or two things. It tells me you don't either really like your man, you don't really like your man. He might be boring. So you go out all the time, choosing not to be about your wifely duties of just being home with your man. You'd rather run the streets and take a chance of being physically harmed. Take a chance of men trying to holler at you every 7 minutes. No, that's attention seeking. So you leave your man at home because he's not giving you that same attention, or at least not in the frequency that you prefer. So it doesn't turn you on. But what turns you on is when you go out all the time, people are telling you how beautiful you are. Everybody loves to be appreciated. It feels good. I get it. Are you happy? Are you truly happy with what you got? Because you're always going out to the clubs. I feel that a woman, if you got a man or you trying to find a good man, you don't need to go out to the clubs. Ain't no good men out at the bars or at the clubs every week. And people are paying attention to you. You losing value because you seen all the time. Oh, that's just so and so. Now cats just want to smash. They want to get your name under their belt that they smashed. And you telling yourself, no, I'm faithful. I got a man at home, blah, blah, blah. But if you are truly faithful, why are you going out all the time? There's 30 days in a month. You go out 27 days. Or no, let me rephrase that. 3, 6, 9, 12. So Thursday through Saturday, those 3 days, and there's 4 days in a week. That's 12 days out the month. You go out on the weekends, 11 of 12 days. Every time we see you, you ain't with your peoples. Or every time we see you, you getting back on Facebook or whatever, talking about there ain't no good men around here. You playing yourself, shorty. Don't nobody want no woman that everybody has access to. Everybody done seen you out every weekend. Everybody done seen your shoulders, your cleavage, your body on Facebook. Everybody done seen your body. Everybody knows where your birthmark is on your thigh, on your booty, or wherever. Everybody done seen it for free. You're not happy with who you have. You're not happy with that man. Who you might be your boyfriend or your fling or your bae or whatever the hell. You're not happy with him because you wouldn't put that out there. That shit should be for him. But everybody's seeing your body. You ain't happy. Or you want the attention, which goes back to you ain't happy. He must not be giving you no attention. He's not attentive to you. So you go out. It has to be girls' night every weekend. And the thing is you might have somebody at home. Your girls don't. Or yet your girls might have a dude too, but I guess what? Girl night means that the men must be in trouble. That's when all the women get together. Oh, girl, let's go out and let's go out for girls' night. And y'all talk about y'all sorrows. Y'all get to hear a bunch of men holler at you every 7 minutes, and you get to put liquor in your body. If the right man has the right words, he might even have an opportunity. But the reality is you ain't at home with your man doing couples night. You rather be with a girl that's miserable, that don't have a man, or you want attention. So you go out 10, 11 days out the week. Out the month. I'm just being observant. That's what I do. I like to watch and pay attention, baby. So anyway, I'd like to go ahead and say thank you for tuning into the show tonight. It's our unscripted show. Usually it's Wednesday night, sports night. But tonight, I wanted to just go ahead and let you have a little bit of me. You know, when you subscribe, this is what you would get. You would get a little bit of me, more personable. You know, I don't get to be as personable as I am tonight on every episode, because our episodes are scripted. But I wanted to come out and talk to you all this evening. And so I really appreciate you having me. May you have enjoyed yourself here at Coffee Talk Podcast. May you have poured yourself some water, some wine, a smoothie, some cocoa, some beer, whatever floats your boat. But I'm happy that you came here. You got the chance to kick your feet up, relax, and enjoy our humble home here at Coffee Talk Podcast. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the universal peace sign. And I'm going to say thank you for continuing to support the Cultural Variety Podcast Show, the coldest podcast show out, the show that brings you nothing but straight flavor. I am your host, MISHUMA, SABA, M. SABA, and this is our cultural variety podcast.